Tom is virtual, so we'll start things with Matt.
Coach, how has training been this week in preparation for a different style opponent than you had last week?
Yeah, it's been really good. Really happy with where we're at this week. A little different with the game being on Sunday. I think it was good to get the guys 2 days off to recover from a long preseason and spend some time with their families. But very happy with the work we've done so far. There is one more day of preparation tomorrow, and I think we're in a good place.
What's the travel like this year? Can you describe kind of what your plan for the team is before and after the game?
Yeah, we're gonna travel the day before the game. We're gonna play the game. We've prioritized recovery now, so when we're gonna play on the West Coast, we're gonna sleep on site and travel back the next day. So that's gonna be our plan going into next week, which is gonna change a little bit our schedule. But at the same time, we think that's the best way to maximize performance and recovery.
And this San Diego team, of all the teams you're facing early in the season, you call them in midseason form, having 3 games under their belt, 9 goals scored at home in those 3 games. How do you handle that team in this form with the style that they play?
Yeah, we're looking at every team like with a lot of respect on like what they do and where they're at, but at the same time, like the main focus is on ourselves. Like how we can keep building together, how we can keep like focusing on our game model, and at the same time having an understanding of like what kind of team we're gonna face in the weekend. Like they've been really good. It's been a year and a half now that they're together. They've had some great results last year. Again, they've started quite strong this year. They've played some games already, which, like you said, like maybe they're a little bit further away than us, like in their season, but at the same time, like we're fresh and ready. So it's gonna be an exciting matchup. Again, knowing Mikey and knowing that team, like I'm excited. That's the kind of team you want to play against.
Justin.
Coach, just kind of continue on to that. Can you talk a little bit about the challenges of preparing for a team like Charlotte that almost invite you to have the ball, invite the pressure, and a team like San Diego that want to pass the ball like 600, 700 times a game, that want to control the game just as like you do in your game model?
Yeah, it's like I said, it's exciting. Like it's a matter of like who's gonna be able to take control of the game, how we're gonna be able to press them, to get the ball back as well. So it's gonna be an exciting matchup. I think it's a good test for us as well to see where we're at. Like I said, it's the beginning. The season is very young for us. We're building. We've used preseason as a good building block, but at the same time, like being in competition mode now against those kind of team is an exciting challenge. I think we all want to play in those games. We all want to fight in those games as well, and show what we can do. And I think there is an element of pride in the way we want to play that we're gonna put on the forefront this weekend.
We saw Mamadou Mbappe on resume training this week and back in training today. Can you talk a bit about like where he is in his process and what you maybe need to see from him to like get him in the lineup? And
Yeah, it's early for him. Like he just joined this week, so of course, like we had to assess him. Last week was a good starting point to have like a full assessment on where is that physically. Did a lot of testing before restarting the week with us, which helped as well. Now it's about how he's gonna integrate to the team. How is he gonna gel with the rest of the group? Those guys have been working together for 7 weeks now, so there is kind of a like relationship and automatism that has been developed over the course of the past few weeks. And for him, he's just picking it up like as it goes. So right now, like he's been thrown in the middle of it. He needs to understand like the game model, the concepts, how we're working, how we're playing. So there is a lot, but at the same time, like he's eager to learn. He's eager to get to know and develop relationship with the guys, and we'll see where we're at as things progress. But he's been training with the group. He's going to be available for the weekend, and we'll keep evaluating.
is it easier with a player like that that like has some familiarity with a style like this, with where he's been in the past, that maybe the adjustment is as
The
hard?
thing I've learned is like there is nothing easy. Like every coach is different, every environment is different. So you could think sometimes it's easier for certain guys coming from certain clubs and adjusting in certain style of play. But at the same time, I've seen it like through my experiences that it's not always true. So for sure, it's an advantage like having him and his abilities coming from Spain and having an understanding of like spending a lot of time on the ball. But at the same time, like what we're asking is very different, and he's gonna have to adapt to that. Again, having an understanding of his teammates, of like what we've been building for the past 7 weeks is also important, and he's picking it up like a little bit late now. So like getting him up to speed is the most important thing, and I think the guys have done a great job. Like whether it's the staff or the players, like making him feel welcome, starting to have those chats and understanding like what he needs to do is very important in his integration.
Drew.
With a possession-heavy team like San Diego, do you look to still impose your style like 100%? Are you emphasizing more patience or key moments?
We're gonna be ourselves. That's the most important thing. We're gonna take pride in being ourselves. So we're gonna go there, try to impose our style the same way they're gonna try to do that as well. And again, the game is dynamic. So I know that on 90 minutes there's gonna be moments. Are we gonna suffer? Yes, probably. Are they gonna suffer? I hope so too. So like it's just like that balance like in the game, like how does the dynamic goes, like, and making the most when the dynamic is in your favor. So for us it's going to be about capitalizing on moments where we can have control of the ball, and being efficient like in the final third. But at the same time, when we don't have it, it's going to be about like being efficient in like recovering it back. Again, I don't put too much expectation on like what the game is gonna look like. My expectation is on the way we want to perform, like in our model and in our style, and then we'll go from there. Like I said, it's early days. We're building. Those are good tests for us to see where we're at, and we're gonna stick with who we are, because at the end of the day, that's the best way to move forward. We can look back, reassess. Okay, is there things we need to do different? Are we sticking to the same thing? Are we on the good path? Is there some details that we're missing out? But it's gonna give us like a good picture of like how can we keep moving forward.
Jen.
If I could go back and just revisit a little bit about the new players, you didn't have, of course, the preseason to bring Mbappe along or Sergio to get them integrated with the group. You can have talented players that sometimes don't fit in the team. How do you and the coaching staff and the team plan to make sure that the new players are able to integrate and be part of that collective and do what City needs to be done and get up to speed as quick as possible?
We've got a great group, like whether it's the staff, the players, like we've got a great group. Guys live really well together, like in terms of like the way they interact with each other, the way they care for one another as well. So I think it's going to be an easy transition. Like guys have been very good at like talking, communicating, delivering some details already about like little things here and there. So I think that makes it easier on the new players. At the same time, like it's a process, so guys have to pick it up like where we're at now. So it's for us like to maybe sometimes bring it back like a level down, like in terms of like where we started with the guys like earlier in preseason. And it's also like creating those relationships like off the pitch, like by having like some video meetings with the guys and like just showing them a little bit what's been done so far, and our expectations. So it's a mix of everything. But I think we've got a great environment for that. Like I said, the staff, the players, it's been great. So like I'm very happy with like the way new players have been integrated, and I'm sure it's going to be the same for Mbappe.
Matt.
Coach, at this point in the season, players are always fighting for roles. Those who didn't start last week are fighting for the ability to start. What's your philosophy week over week at this point in evolving that starting 11, or do you pride this on consistency week over week after a fairly even performance last week?
I think so too. I think it's about like consistency. Like I think it's about the best way to assess is to have clarity in your expectation, which we're trying to draw those pictures for the players, like in our preparation, like what's the clarity of like the way we want to play, the way we're going to prepare for that kind of opposition. And then can we assess where are we at with our model? Where are we at with like the strategy we used, like in the previous game? How did the guys perform? How did we perform collectively, individually? But the consistency for me is important, because with that clarity, you can assess and you can improve. If you don't get guys the opportunity to improve, get better, and come back and build that consistency, like through the confidence you're going to give them, I think it's difficult. So it's finding the balance between like creating that consistency, giving confidence to the players, and understanding that the competition is on, like within the group, guys are fighting, like you said, to get a spot, to get some minutes. When they come in, they've got the opportunity to show what they can do. But at the end of the day, like the message for me is bigger than that. It's about like the full group contributing to what we want to do. It's not only 11 guys starting and 11 guys finishing. It's about everybody. Everybody's going to contribute in the season. We're going to rely on everyone. If you're jumping in for 20 minutes in the game, we're going to rely on you as much as the guy that played like 70 minutes. So just making sure that everybody is ready to give 100% to the group, and pushing each other, So we definitely want to build that consistency. That's the way I'm looking at it. And of course, there is refinement to find here and there. And then, as you know, like seasons are long, there is form. The form can change. Like guys can have like 2 or 3 weeks where they're a little bit less performant. So when we cross that bridge, we'll see like what it looks like for us. But right now, so far, like I think we've built like something like very stable, like over the past like 7 weeks. I've been happy with that, and like we keep assessing like day in, day out, and trying to make the best decision for the group to be competitive.
This week, City 2 kicks off on Saturday. A typical week has MLS playing on Saturday and then MLS Next Pro on Sunday, gives you kind of a little easier idea of who you need to see minutes. Are there plans to leave some players in St. Louis from the City roster to play with City 2?
This week, the plan is going to be a little bit different. Unfortunately, we're going to play after the second team. That's something I hope in the future will make it easier for us to use that and have an even stronger relationship with the second team. Like if we can like accord a little bit better like those schedule, I think we'll promote that. We definitely want to use CT2 as a good platform for us to either like get some guys some minutes, give them some confidence, also like rely on like the youth talent that is already there with the second team and could integrate the first team. So that's definitely something we're looking at and we're evaluating every week. You know, is it possible? Is it doable? Is it difficult because of the travel, because the moment they play? That's definitely a conversation we're having like on a weekly basis with the performance staff, but also with the CT2 staff, like in terms of making the best plans for the players to be up to speed, perform, and at the same time promote the best talent in the club.
Any decisions made yet on who from City might play with City 2 this weekend?
No, we haven't. We're still discussing like all those things. Again, like it makes it a bit difficult for them to have their game like tomorrow and for us to play on Sunday. So we are trying to adjust everything, like answer some question on our side first about like the roster that is gonna travel on Saturday in San Diego, and then make the best decision for the players, like I said.
Coach, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
It's good for the lactic acid.
Yeah.
Right?
All right, Matt, go ahead and kick us off.
Timo, how do you feel the team performed against Charlotte? How did your role evolve, and what did you see overall positive from the backline?
I mean, I would say it was a good performance. The first half, we had everything under control. I think they had like some small chances, but nothing big. And honestly, we should have scored already in the first half. Second half was more an open game, more transition. But if you look back at this game, you can take a lot of positive things out of it. I mean, we had our meeting on, I think, Tuesday when we talked about everything. So honestly, we had to win this game at home. They had the chance where they scored a really good goal. I mean, that honestly was a good shot. But for the rest, they had nothing big. We had some big opportunities to win this game. So overall, it was a good performance. Unfortunately, we didn't take the 3 points, but we built on that. And yeah, that's the point.
What kind of things do you look to build with such a different looking San Diego team, and how are you approaching defending some of the best goal scorers and goal contributors in the league?
I mean, we're going there to play our style of playing. We know that San Diego is a good team. I mean, they showed it already this season, last season. They together now for 1.5 years. They playing their style of playing. But it's nice to compete against these teams. I think last year we draw there. We had, I don't know, 15% of the possession. We hope that we get more and have the ball more on our feet and try to develop and get our playing of style there. But, you know, there will be moments where we suffer a lot when they keep their possession. But hopefully we get them also in their half to defend. And they have also weaknesses. They have big strengths, but also every team has weaknesses. And we're trying to hurt them. And then looking forward to get a result there and get some points there.
Can you talk a little bit about playing alongside Dante Polvera, his evolution as center back, what those conversations on the field are like, and how you're taking that leadership role as that central center back?
I mean, it makes easier with a player like him. He know how to play. It's something different playing in midfield than a central defender, but I'm trying to help him, give him like tips where he can go. It's always easier when there's someone behind you than now, but he's a good development. He's doing great. We have a good relationship. We talk a lot. We evaluate. We have meetings together where we see where we are, trying to help him what a central defender should do in some situations. But honestly, he's doing a fantastic job. So I don't have to give him that much advice. He's a good player. He knows how to behave, and yeah, that's also from his character. He wants to learn. He wants to develop on this position. I know he's normally a midfielder, but so far he's taking a big role in our team.
Justin.
Kind of along that same line, like your role as the more facilitator in the middle of that back three. Can you talk a little bit about just how this has more or less suited your skill set? It seems like you feel pretty comfortable out there last Saturday.
I mean, I think one of my qualities playing passes, trying to help dictate the game, and that's in the middle row and the free line is always you have a lot of ball possession. You wanna look for the opportunity to get all our midfield players involved. I always have like eye contact with Cello to get him involved, trying to find him because we know how good he is between the lines. Um, yeah, I'm now turning 30 next year. I'm getting old, so I'm trying to, with my experience, to lead this team, to help everyone. Yeah, help also the midfield, like with coaching all the teams. I mean, we have Roman behind us who's coaching a lot to give us a confidence, and yeah, both of the guys who playing next to me are really comfortable with feet. Comfortable in defending forward, so it makes easy for me to play there. I mean, now it's a different style of playing against us, a lot of rotation, so we have to take care of that. But I'm confident in this team, and we're developing further. It's a process. We're building something special here. I have the feeling, especially also in the group, it's a different dynamic than last year. How we stick together, how we are character-wise together. So that's really nice to see that. And now we're in week 2, so nothing will be perfect on the weekend, but we're trying to be a little bit better than last week, so we get a result there.
And as you kind of look ahead, like Mbake came to training this week, Fellow Fall will rejoin soon. Like, how do you expect to be able to integrate like those 2 extra center backs into your rotation and just that communication that it takes?
I mean, I know Falun now for half a year. He's a really good player. Unfortunately, he was injured. He can help us with his left foot. Bakke is now 1 week here. He's trying to adapt. He's trying to fit in this playing style. He's a good player. I can already see that. It's something different. Training today is warm, but it was cold when he arrived, so it's something different in Barcelona than here. But as always, new player need to adapt, need to find houses, need to get relationship. That takes some time. So I'm trying to help him. I'm trying to speak to him. I'm trying to give him advice off and on the pitch. But honestly, he played in different clubs, so he doesn't need that much advice, I think. But we're trying to integrate them as fast as possible. That's what we do always. It's also my job to speak to the guys, and I think he feels already home. We're a good group of guys here, so trying to integrate him, get their strengths on the pitch, and then I think we are a dangerous team.
Drew.
Hey, Timo, in the film room this week, what is Damet saying when you look back at match day 1 about how you guys implemented his style of play?
I mean, I think the first half, as I said, we controlled everything. Unfortunately, there was a different second half where it's more like transition game where we get like more open, exposed. I think that's normal at the beginning of the season because like everyone get tired towards the end of the game. That's we want to build better, that we control everything. We also saw that we can hurt a lot of teams, not only in possession but also in transition, as we had the chances. But we need to be more clinical in front of the goal to score these goals. I think as a team we defended well. All of the team is not only the back line, not only the midfield, also the strikers put a hard shift in there, runs a lot. I mean, when you see Simon hunting the ball every day, the whole day behind every like center defender, it's horrible. I have that in training every time. He's running behind me. I'm like, come stop now. But that's actually nice to see how he work. Also Cello, how much he runs. All the guys, I can mention everyone. So that's the basis that's for us important to be like dirty to play against. And then as we can see, we can play soccer, we can have possession. But first of all, we have to play a little bit nasty against that team.
We'll go virtually to Jeremy.
Timo, good afternoon. Could you talk a little bit about your role in controlling the tempo of the game? It seemed like there were a number of opportunities against Charlotte where you would just step on the ball, kind of pause it, keep that transition game kind of in check and control the tempo. Could you talk about that a little bit, please?
Yeah, and our way of playing, it's important to get our team settled in the position we have to be. We have a lot of guys rotating, and yeah, one of the tasks from us or from me is to pause it to get all the players on the position and then get the things done we spoke about the week. So we have different scenarios in training, how we can reach different areas of the game. And yeah, sometimes it's important to pause, to get a breather, to get all the guys involved. And then often there's like a movement from the midfield, and then we decide which side we're going to go. And that's part of my game, to get that pause there, to get everyone set up. And it's also important because we want to attract also opponents to move, to come to press, like that they're open spaces which we want to play into. That's important, and that's part of my role.
Anyone else? All right, Timo, thank you.
Welcome.